newest place in Ward 4 where fun happens, and that's the Shepherd Park Community Center. I would first like to thank the Shepherd Park community for their input and patience. Although recreation activities are limited during the pandemic, we're excited to open the doors of this state-of-the-art facility that will have an immediate benefit to the health and wellness of the entire community. Thanks to Mayor Bowser's leadership and direction, we are able to not only provide a new leisure and recreation facility for all, but at the same time enhance the school and its amenities to provide more resources for our children. This site is a throwback to when most of DC's recreation centers were also attached to schools. It will provide a direct connection to the youth and DPR's services. And I want to say that this site, we're excited to offer resources and programs for the entire community. We also look forward to meeting the needs of all residents through our programming at this location. We'll start by offering access to the fitness center. Today at 5 p.m., you'll be able to go online and reserve 45-minute slots to come work out throughout the week. We also plan to offer limited programs the second week of December available for residents. For more information about our programs or to register for the fitness center, please visit dprprograms.com. Now I'll hand it over to our maintenance and construction partners to give you more of the nuts and bolts behind this wonderful project. And we're going to do a tour. We're going to offer a tour in waves after the ribbon cutting. First, we're going to start with the mayor and also our colleagues from the media. Then afterwards, we're going to open a tour of the center in waves, maintaining our social distancing requirements. So without further ado, I want to thank the hardworking folks at DGS, and I want to welcome the DGS director, Keith Anderson.
Thank you, Director Hunter, and good morning, everyone. I am Keith Anderson, Director of the Department of General Services, where we build, maintain, and sustain the District of Columbia's real estate portfolio. And I am pleased to welcome you to the new Shepherd Park Community Center. I must say, this is a fantastic addition to Ward 4. Madam Mayor, thank you for supporting DGS and presenting another facility for district residents. I am pleased to report that this project was done with 50% CBE participation. In addition, 55 district residents worked here as laborers, mechanics, or apprentices. That represents about 25% of the workforce that worked on this project. And 17 of those workers hail from right here in Ward 4. So congratulations to the team for making that happen. This new facility has received a unique design to better serve this community. A new gym, fitness room, multi-purpose room, kitchenette, storage spaces, and bathrooms are just some of the features you'll see just inside. I'm also proud that our team at DGS continues to provide high-quality modernization projects for district residents despite the current challenges that we face. From our children to our seniors, they all deserve the best educational and wellness environments that we meticulously design and build for them. This modernization also includes original artwork that stems from the DGS Percent for Art program that allows local artists to also be involved in modernization projects such as this one. In closing, I want to express my thanks to MCN Build, Bell Architects, the DGS Capital Construction Team, city leadership, and most importantly, the community members that have provided important feedback on what's important to them in their community center. Now, I'd like to bring to you the Ward 4 Council Member, Brandon Todd.
All right. Good morning, Shepherd Park. It is a great day in Shepherd Park and in Ward 4, right, Ward 4? Well, I am just thrilled to be here with all of you this morning to celebrate the opening of the Shepherd Park Community Center. And let me tell you, 5 years ago, I was in a community meeting in that multi-purpose room, and we were talking about the $40 million investment that we made at Shepherd Elementary School, and we realized, well, we knew it before, but we made a commitment that we would make another investment to make sure that the students here had a state-of-the-art gymnasium, a brand new cafeteria, and a space for the community. And I could not have done it without the SPCA, neighbors from all across Shepherd Park, and our mayor to help us ensure that the funding was allocated. Then, we had a little hiccup, but then we got the funding reallocated because we were committed to making sure that this community center was open. And it is these types of facilities that will bring neighbors from North Portal, from Colonial Village, from Shepherd Park, all together to have birthday parties, family reunions, have a place to work out and be healthy, and our kids get an amazing cafeteria to use when school is reopened. So the 500 plus kids that attend Shepherd Elementary, the thousands of residents across this beautiful community now have a space that we can call our own. Let's give that a round of applause. And not only are we making huge investments just like this right here, we also have huge investments coming at Walter Reed, which the Shepherd Park community will be able to use. We've allocated $12 million to build a state-of-the-art swimming pool and pool house at Walter Reed. Let's give that a big round of applause. These are some of the first conversations I had with neighbors after getting elected in 2015. And I'm thrilled that we're seeing the fruits of our labor of the last 5.5 years. But let me tell you, neighbors, I couldn't have done it by myself. We've had a truly amazing partner in Muriel Bowser these last 5.5 years, who has been steadfastly committed to the 86,000 residents of Ward 4. I can tell you that nobody's been more committed at the City Hall for this ward besides myself and Mayor Bowser. She has made sure time and time again that we can deliver these types of projects that neighbors have been asking for years. So Ward 4, I couldn't be more grateful for your friendship and your support and your commitment to help me pull projects like this over the finish line. And I couldn't be more grateful than having a fantastic partner in our mayor. And I want to introduce Mayor Muriel Bowser.
Good morning, everybody. Let's hear for your council member, Brandon Todd. Give him a big round of applause. I am really delighted to be here with Council Member Todd, with the Ward 4 community, with my neighbors in Shepherd Park to open this fantastic facility. Council Member Todd is humble in his remarks because his steadfast commitment to this school and this school community is really second to none. And it is true, the council member called it a hiccup. I called it something else. And I was determined with the council member to make sure that no one could derail the progress that we would see here at Shepherd. Why shouldn't Shepherd children have a sparkling new cafeteria? Why shouldn't Shepherd children have a wonderful new beautiful gymnasium? Why shouldn't the Shepherd Park community have a fantastic recreation and fitness center? We like to be fit. Don't we like to be fit? And it's true, sometimes people forget that every neighborhood needs what it needs. Now, we're very blessed in so many ways, right? But every neighborhood needs what it needs. And the fact is that this area of the city has less recreation than most areas of the city. And so we made the necessary investment so that Shepherd Park gets what it needs. And so I'm just really delighted to be here. I also wanted to be here today to highlight and acknowledge our team at DGS, the Department of General Services. Give it up for Keith Anderson. We charge the Department of General Service with a Herculean task to go to 80 elementary schools, to do more than any school district in the country is doing, to upgrade the classrooms and HVAC filters, to look at all of their work orders and prioritize those work orders that impacted health and safety for the opening of school. And that's exactly what DGS needs. And so on this day, we're also celebrating all of those men and women who are going to work in person to make sure that these buildings sparkle. So give it up for DGS. I also want to thank, I see Cheryl Hobbs Newman here, our neighbor, and all the members of Councilmember Todd's team. Where are they? Give them a big round of applause. I want to thank you because the council member is going to be rounding up 5.5 years of service to Ward 4. And speaking as a former Ward 4 council member, you can't do it without the team. So let's hear it for the Ward 4 team. And we are going to continue to highlight the connection between our school buildings and our community centers. I know our principal is here, Principal Headland. Where is she? There she is. Is that her? Principal? All right, give her a big round of applause. I know if you stop her and ask her about Shepherd Elementary School, she's only going to tell you how the children are doing, how the teachers and staff have pivoted to make sure that they are serving during this pandemic, and how excited everybody is to have this sparkling new facility. I was just here last week on Election Day. I brought my daughter through, and I asked the team that was here, could I have a sneak peek just so Miranda could see? And then she climbed on the climbing wall. She literally ran free in the gym and tumbled on all the mats. And I said, I just can't wait until all the children can take advantage of this beautiful center. So please, with our fantastic leaders in fun in the Department of Parks and Recreation, led by Delano Hunter. Give Delano a big round of applause. Delano's team has refused to let the pandemic stop the fun. And so he is one of those agencies that is leading in making sure our employees can safely return to work. So you will see on the Parks and Recreation website our offerings across the city. You will see how they have been able to open pools to reserve swimming and also some recreation activities in our centers. And I just couldn't be more grateful to our team at the Department of Parks and Recreation who've been there in person serving children, starting with our summer camps this summer and all the way through this pandemic in community centers across our city. So let's hear it for the Department of Parks and Recreation. So with that, I think I get to answer some questions, do a ribbon cutting, and begin a tour. And our team will let everybody know what they need to do to walk through following the press tour. Okay, I'll take a few questions. Yes.
Mayor, I'd like to ask, you mentioned yesterday the trip to Delaware. Questions have arisen. Talk about it in respect to your list of states that are risky and why you went there. Can you tell us about that?
Sure. So Sam has asked me about a trip that I took on Saturday night to congratulate the Biden-Harris team on a historic victory and celebrate for Washingtonians what will be a change at the White House at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. And I've been very proud to do that.
Was it essential?
Absolutely. Let me just say this, Sam. I do a lot of things to advance the interests of the District of Columbia. And some of them are formal and some of them are informal, but all of them are necessary.
Okay. I have another question. This weekend, we're hearing that a group called the Proud Boys is planning is calling for people to come to Washington. I guess you might have heard that. What's your reaction to it?
We have, Sam's question was about reports of the Proud Boys, the so-called Proud Boys coming to Washington. We actually, I huddled with my team this morning about an additional report of a caravan that might be starting somewhere in the South, culminating here. We continue to follow those activities and be prepared for those activities. Our police chief will have a similar posture this weekend as he did last week, and we will be there to support peaceful exercise of First Amendment demonstrations.
Does this change at all your recommendation that business owners take down the boards?
It hasn't. Should I think that something needs to change with that recommendation, I'll make that statement. Yes.
Mayor Bowser, back to the Proud Boys or these groups coming to D.C. A lot of times when they demonstrate or protest, they exercise what they see as their rights to carry weapons. And so what will be the posture of D.C. police if any of these groups come and they are openly displaying weapons?
Well, that will be a police matter, Mark. You know that there are the gun laws here are different than in other places. People who have a permit to carry a weapon can carry a weapon. We call it a concealed carry permit. And the police chief would be better able to talk to you about open carrying. Any other questions?
One other question. So what we're going to see today, could you talk a little bit about that? I mean, the care school, the care program at the schools is going to start, I guess, was it Monday or it's soon?
Yes, soon.
So tell us about that. What's going to happen? I mean,
well,
what are we
what's
going to
here?
see
I
today?
think, are we going in the classrooms here? Yeah, so we're going to go in the classrooms here. So what you will be able to see is what a parent and a child and teacher can expect in this school, how the classrooms can be set up for 11-person cohorts, how we will have social distance reminders throughout the building, how children will be assigned to bathrooms and hallways and pickup points as well, how the children will take their breakfast and lunch in their classroom. Now, some of that you can't see because there are no children walking around, but you can see how the rooms are set up.
Okay, and I guess there'll be no Washington Teachers Union personnel involved?
The Washington Teachers Union is not coming back to teach in person. And we are demonstrating to them that other adults are, and children will be, and we will continue to be at the table with them to talk about their concerns.
Finally, for me, roughly how many children are going to be at this school?
I don't know the answer to that, Sam.
One of the first schools to open as a CARES location?
I also don't know the answer to that.
Could I ask, just today we see you just released the updated COVID numbers, and once again the positivity rate is inched upward now to 3.1%. Just can you talk about your concern that these numbers are unfortunately trending in the wrong direction?
Well, Mark, I don't think anybody expected that as we went into winter that we would see lower numbers. What I can say is that while they're higher, they're not spiking higher. There's some uptick in numbers, but it hasn't been a spike. And that's because D.C. residents continue to be diligent, and we want to remind them to continue to be diligent in their everyday activities, and we greatly appreciate that. I also know that our hospital system has been working doubly hard throughout this pandemic, and they're doing a great job keeping our hospital capacity available. We want to continue to remind people to cooperate with our contact tracers. That's going to be very important. In the unfortunate case that you might become positive, you will get a call from DC Health. Answer that call. Cooperate. Your information is confidential with us, and we will be responsible for alerting anybody who might have been a close contact with you. But we need you to cooperate with us. Okay. Yes, sir.
Question from the peanut gallery. So they want to know, when you came back, did you get tested out of precaution? And while you were up there, did you have an opportunity to talk with anyone with the Biden-Harris campaign? And if so, if you could share some details on the conversation.
Sure. So the question was, have I been tested? I am regularly tested, and I'm tested according to my levels of exposure in doing my job, and I will continue to get tested according to that. What was the second part?
If you were able to get in contact with anyone from the Biden-Harris
We
campaign.
certainly congratulated team members that we saw, but keep in mind, and for those of you who've been to events like this, it's different in a pandemic. Okay, so there's no celebratory party, there's no reception or greeting line. That just doesn't happen. So certainly I congratulate the people that I saw. I've had recently conversations with the transition team itself, and we're going to do that. Our relationship with the federal government is different. Everybody knows that. The new president is our neighbor, and I will be his mayor while he's here. And there are special events that our city supports with the federal government. And so building relationships with the new team is going to be important for all of us. Thank you, everybody.